good evening, good afternoon, good something. It's good. So what have I been up to? We haven't heard any videos in a few weeks. Well, work has really been quite extensive. And on the weekends, I haven't been doing anything really fun. I've been just kind of cutting grass and getting stuff ready for the winter time. So I wanted to enlighten you guys and kind of give you an idea of what's going on in the shop right now. What have I been up to? And some pretty extensive work. And let me give you a little showcase. So this is a lot of the stuff of what we do. If you're a first-time viewer of this channel, we do a lot of extensive engine work. On the really old cars. I mean, these people are fixing stuff because there's just nothing available. Please excuse my mess. This was a big, huge engine swap done, and I started this job on a Tuesday, and I'm cranking it up and running it currently at 10:30 a.m. on a Friday on a regular work schedule, running the shop by myself, answering the phone, dealing with customers, working on little stuff in between. I managed to get this motor out, get it swapped out, get it back in. Part of the engine swap was retrofitting some of the newer stuff on the older engine that I got. This is an or different year. I don't know if this engine's older. It looks older, or as far as its accessories. But this was a 2JGZ Toyota motor, Lexus engine, and this is in a GS300. And to get this thing to go in, I had to do a lot of water pump was different, so I had to actually get in there, and I wanted to see how the water pump went behind the timing belt, so I had to swap out a bunch of stuff. I had to take the mid section off of the lower part of the oil pan to change out because I needed a sensor that had to go in. There's an oil level sensor that goes in that round hole that's not even cut out there beside the dipstick tube. I had to change all that to get that to hook up. We had to retrofit some other water lines and coolant and all that to make this all work. And right now, this is the first start on it. It's burning off some oil and whatnot that I had to do to get the exhaust studs out. So this is one of the bigger jobs that we've been working on, and we got it running. Looks like we'll maybe be able to have it out today. Still got to get the hood on it. That's not a big deal. Got an old Isuzu. Did a video on this a long time ago. Got it running, pulled it out of the woods for a friend of mine. Got it running. Gas tank was pretty iffy, and so that's where we're at now. He's been driving it, but it stopped up the fuel pump and stopped up the strainer, but we wanted to see how the rest of the Isuzu was going to go. And so in doing so, I had to take the fuel tank out, and there's not an available gas tank for this thing. So I ended up having to buy this kit called, it's a fuel tank repair kit by POR-15. That's what it's called, or POR-15. And it's a several step kit. And I was able to clean and refurbish the inside of the gas tank and put a special coating on there to keep it from the rust coming through and neutralizing the rust. And this was a big process. This took most of the week because I had to do some series of cleaning and washings. There's a procedure in letting it dry properly. And it's just about ready to go back up in there. And there's a few other bugs we got to work out. And what else have we been up to? Let's see what else we've been up to, guys. Let's see here. Boy, a lot of stuff. Got this little Civic here. There'll be a video dropping on this, but I had to stop on it to finish that engine job. Electrical problem possibly because it's not firing. There's no fire out of the coils, and it's not popping the injector. It's not telling the fuel pump to come on, and it's going crankshaft sensor stuff. And just to check to see where I was at physically, I wanted to make sure it was in time because these things can actually, when they're out of time, it can shut the fuel down. Maybe, probably, sometimes, but it doesn't read the sensors in correlation, so I just wanted to be sure about that. Everything looks to be in time, so I got a pigtail I got to swap out for the crankshaft sensor. We'll just see what happens. And then we've got another Honda over here. This one's going to have an AC compressor. Yeah. And I'm going to give you a behind the scenes view of what goes on in the studio. Look, it's really dark. I don't know if you know this or not, if you're a viewer to this channel here, but I do some other work as well on YouTube. I'm not going to link the two channels together, but if you're ever watching me on my main channel, the bigger one, this is my Ratchet studio put together. That's what I use to do a lot of my work that is necessary for some of the bigger things that we get into. It won't be long this afternoon. We're going to shoot a video that'll go on that main channel. And I won't name that main channel just for several reasons, but that'll be next. This is my old tea bucket as well, in case you have not seen this before, new to the channel. And yes, I've got a mess everywhere. We got 302s and 351 Windsors. We've got some Magnum 318 engines with a Ford. This is a Dodge motor But I just stuck that Ford air cleaner on there just to mess with people, because they'll come in there and be like, that's the weirdest looking Ford motor I've ever seen before in my life. I'm like, it's just an air cleaner sitting there. Some really cool old, there's some Wisconsin engines with magnetos. There's a newer Wisconsin equipment motor from a golf course. I think that's a C4. Yeah, no, that's an FMX. My bad. FMX. Rarity right there. That is an old FMX. There's another 302. Lights that don't work properly yeah, so that's what we're doing. Last day in the We'll Fix It team. We've got a parking lot full of vehicles out here. I would take the phone and show you, my camera I mean, but I don't want to dox anybody too much right now. Got a lot of really good customers, but we've got a lot to do, and I hope I can get some more informative videos out on this channel. This weekend will be, I've got so much to do. I did an oil pump in my old Galaxy, in case anybody knows. They've seen this channel before, my old Green Bean Galaxy. I had to put an oil pump in it. I did that over the weekend, but I just didn't have time to do a video because I was crunched for time. I only had a few hours, a window that weekend to get stuff done. Maybe that's just called mechanic venting. Is that what we're doing here? So, be looking for new stuff to come out. Oh yeah, the Tahoe Suburban thing with an electrical short. That's really interesting. That turns out to be power door lock issues. But a lot of stuff we're going to be working on. Thank you guys for hanging out. This is just a little update video. Let you know that we are alive. We are well. Things are big. Things are going awesome. I'm going to say wrong, but they're going wrong too, but they're going wrong in an awesome way. Thanks, guys. Lots of love. We'll Fix It team.